and we're back with more Philadelphia Phillies off-season talk. I hope you all are doing well. I appreciate each and every one of you. Wouldn't be possible without you guys here to provide you guys with all these Phillies news, Phillies rumors, Phillies thoughts, Phillies opinions, Phillies talk, Phillies discussion, all that fun stuff. So thank you guys for that. Welcome to Phillies Daily, everybody. I'm your host, Mike Henley. Make sure you guys subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. Playoffs still going on. World Series between the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League and the Toronto Blue Jays representing the American League. That series right now, as I'm making this video here on Monday night, you guys will be seeing this video on Tuesday. So I don't know what happened in Tuesday night's game 3 or Monday night's game 3 because again, I'm making it before the game starts. It's about 6:30 at the time of making this video. So the game starts at 8. Real close, but still did not happen yet when I'm making this video, but it had already happened by the time you're seeing it. But still, series tied 1-1 after the first two games. The Blue Jays won game 1, 11-4. The Dodgers tied it up 5-1 in game 2 to even up the series 1-1. Game 3 last night on Monday, 8 o'clock start time in LA, starting the change of locations because the first two games were in Toronto. Game 3 in LA, game 4 also is in LA here tonight on Tuesday. That is also 8 o'clock. So either the Dodgers are up 2-1 right now or the Blue Jays are up 2-1 right now. Again, I don't know because I'm making this video Monday right before the game has started. But still, game 4 here tonight. And that is what's going on in the world of Major League Baseball and playoff update in the World Series. Now into the Phillies. You might have all seen by now, probably most likely, that Bryce Harper, the Philadelphia Phillies star first baseman, the face of the franchise, whether you like it or not, or you agree or not, he is the face of the Philadelphia Phillies franchise right now. Bryce Harper, he's the superstar of the Phillies. He has been, he still is, and he will continue to be. He did not like Phillies president of baseball operations, Dave Dombrowski's comments that he made about Bryce Harper during his end of season press conference the other week. I made videos on it, about it. I've gone in a lot about this situation, so you can go check that out here on Phillies Daily and previous videos about my takes on Bryce Harper and Dave Dombrowski's comments during his press conference again about Bryce Harper. So I'm not going to get into too much detail about that because I have been talking about it so much. I'm not going to keep wasting my breath on it. You guys know how I feel about it, and hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from because it just was nonsense from what Dave Dombrowski said about his star player who has done so much for the organization and the city and will continue to do that and is under contract for still multiple seasons here in Philadelphia. Is that going to make it a little bit awkward, a little bit of a strained relationship, a strained bond between the Phillies now and Bryce Harper and Dave Dombrowski? Who knows? But Dave Dombrowski, again, just briefly, I'll say, question Bryce Harper's elite status here in Major League Baseball and if he can rise to the level of play that he has, obviously in the past being a 2-time MVP, 8-time All-Star, 4-time Silver Slugger, all those great stuff, 2022 NLCS MVP with the Phillies. So, of course, as you could imagine, Bryce Harper did not really enjoy those comments being made about him publicly by such a high up in the Phillies organization that, you know, it just doesn't make sense. Again, I've said it so many times. I'm not going to get into it again. Again, you guys can check out my previous videos here on the channel. But Bryce Harper was said to be angry and upset about Dave Dombrowski's comments about him and questioning his abilities on the field and what he means for this team moving forward. Bryce Harper said, quote, to The Athletic's Matt Gelb, the Phillies beat reporter for The Athletic. He said, quote, "I have given my all to Philly from the start. Now there is trade talk. I made every effort to avoid this. It's all I heard in D.C. back when he was with the Nationals. I hated it. It makes me feel uncomfortable." Again, Bryce Harper told that to The Athletic's Matt Gelb about Dave Dombrowski's comments that he made about Harper during his end-of-season press conference the other week. Harper went on to say, "It's disappointing to hear me being questioned about my contribution to the team. Just really hurt by that notion because I love Philly so much." And he really does. Ever since Bryce Harper signed that massive contract back in 2019, he has been the heart and soul of the Phillies. He has been just the face of the team, still one of the faces of Major League Baseball. He's been incredible. Obviously won an MVP, brought them to a World Series, NLCS MVP, 2-time All-Star now with them in these years. Silver Sluggers, Gold Glove finalist here in 2025 at first base. He's been incredible. He has really just embraced Philadelphia, whether it's him showing it on the field with his uniform, his accessories, his shin guards, anything, his headbands, whether it's just him showing that passion, that grit, that grind of Philadelphia as a city, anything, what he does in the community, anything. Bryce Harper, Philly sports, he's from Nevada. He embraces the Eagles, the Flyers, the Sixers, everything. He has just been just a great addition to the city of Philadelphia and the Philadelphia sports scene ever since he came here. And it's been awesome. And he's right. He has given it all to this city of the Philadelphia, to this Phillies franchise. Obviously, they haven't won a World Series. It's very tough to do. So you can't really just say it's been a failed contract because Bryce Harper hasn't delivered a World Series. He got close in 2022. He's been in the playoffs each of the last 4 years now. Unfortunately, the team has come up short, but baseball is not a one-man game. It's not a one-man sport, so you can't put that all on Bryce Harper if that's your reasoning for why they should move on from, why they should trade for him, why he's been a failure in Philadelphia. It just makes no sense to me. Dave Dombrowski did try to walk back on his comments and clarify his comments, saying because there was so much trade talk after he had said that about Bryce Harper in his end-of-season press conference, just ridiculous trade rumors. Dave Dombrowski went out publicly out of his way to say there is just no way that Bryce Harper is being traded. It's just not going to happen. But still, a few days later, obviously, it came out that Bryce Harper was very mad, very disappointed, very upset about his essentially boss's comments about him. Just unfortunate situation, and hopefully it doesn't lead to anything more serious moving forward in this relationship with the Phillies and Bryce Harper. Now, not necessarily Bryce Harper's best year in 2025, but it still wasn't bad. So Bryce Harper, it's just mind-boggling to me that people really just want to get rid of Bryce Harper because he had a down season in 2025. His elite status questioned by the president of baseball operations, all this kind of stuff going on. You have to remember Bryce Harper missed 30 games, about a month of action due to injuries. That wrist injury was a major one. It significantly impacts your play, swinging the bat, everything, fielding, everything, and he played through it. Still wasn't 100% healthy with that wrist injury. He missed 30 games in 2025. So that's 30 games. That's a month worth of production that wasn't on the table because he wasn't on the field. So he could have had more home runs. He could have had more RBIs. He could have had a higher batting average, better on base, better slugging, better OPS, more stolen bases, all that kind of stuff. But he unfortunately missed that time with injury. So those numbers are a little bit lower. 30 games is a lot of time. A month worth of action is a lot of time, especially for a really good player in there every day like Bryce Harper. Still, in today's Major League Baseball, his numbers were still good, still above average in a lot of categories. 261 batting average, 357 on base, 487 slugging, 844 OPS, 32 doubles, 27 home runs, and 75 RBIs in 132 games with the Phillies. You do also have to remember Bryce Harper, maybe he had a down year in 2025. Again, missed a month of action because of injury. So still, those numbers could have been better. But you have to remember in the previous 4 seasons before that, across those 4 seasons, Bryce Harper was hitting 294 before hitting 261 in 2025 this past year. So 294, close to a 300 hitter across those 4 previous seasons with the Phillies. He's been doing great. Now, looking across his career, he's played 14 seasons in Major League Baseball now, 7 with the Nationals to start his career, and now the last 7 with the Phillies. It's crazy even to say he's been with the Phillies for 7 years. Time just flies. But anyway, Bryce Harper with the Nationals in his 7 years, batted 279 with a 388 on base, 512 slugging, 900 OPS, 922 hits, 183 doubles, 18 triples, 184 home runs, 521 RBIs, 75 stolen bases in 927 games with the Nationals. And then playoffs, hadn't been great with the Nationals in his little playoff success or playoff opportunities there. 211 batting average, 4 doubles, 1 triple, 5 home runs, 10 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, and 19 career playoff games with the Nationals. He was a 6-time All-Star, 1-time Silver Slugger, 2015 MVP, and 2012 National League Rookie of the Year during his 7 years with the Nationals. And now his 7 years with the Phillies. Since then, 281 batting average, 386 on base, 526 slugging, 912 OPS, 879 hits, 218 doubles, 6 triples, 179 home runs, 530 RBI, 77 stolen bases in 858 games with the Phillies over the last 7 years. So some better numbers, some a little bit worse, but still very comparative to his younger days with the Nationals and some of his prime years with the Nationals. 311 batting average in the playoffs with the Phillies, 10 doubles, 12 home runs, 24 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, and 38 career playoff games with the Phillies these last few years that they have made it. 2-time All-Star with the Phillies, 3-time Silver Slugger, 2021 MVP, 2022 NLCS MVP, 2025 National League First Baseman Gold Glove finalist, which gets announced in a few days. So he has had incredible success with the Phillies. Down year in 2025, but still a good year overall, especially considering he missed a month's worth of action. So I just don't understand the narrative that Bryce Harper is not elite anymore, that he can't be elite, he can't rise to the level of play he's shown in previous years. Makes no sense to me. He just turned 33 years old. He's still young enough. He's still great enough, still talented enough to have some great seasons for the Phillies moving ahead. And he's under contract with the team through the 2031 season with a full no trade clause. So again, just mind-boggling to me that Dave Dombrowski came out publicly to say that about his star player, and even more mind-boggling that people want Bryce Harper gone in this fan base. It just makes no sense to me. Again, you can go watch some previous videos I made to go into more of my takes on Bryce Harper in the comments, but that's it for today. It just makes no sense to me why that happened, and I'm not mad at Bryce Harper for being mad about Dave Dombrowski's comments at all, but maybe Dave Dombrowski can make up to Bryce Harper by getting a very, very good player this offseason. The Phillies are obviously in the market for a little bit of a retool, trying to get some new fresh faces in here. Can't keep running the same back because obviously they haven't won a World Series these past 4 years in the playoffs with this team. Back-to-back NLDS exits in 2024 and 2025 at the hands of the Mets and then the Dodgers this year. So things have to change. Obviously, the Phillies are expected to make some changes, whether that's signing free agents, making trades, anything like that. But a move that Dave Dombrowski, the Phillies president of baseball operations, can make is trading for a position of need, and that is by Boston Red Sox dynamic outfielder, I should say, Jarren Duran. Jarren Duran, he has been in trade rumors over the last year plus now in Major League Baseball, a very popular trade target among teams needing outfielders. Jarren Duran, or first I should say Jim Bowden of The Athletic, former GM and Major League Baseball broadcaster, analyst, all that fun stuff. He had listed Jarren Duran as a player that the Phillies, among other teams, would love to have this offseason if he's made available by the Boston Red Sox. Again, popular name last year at the trade deadline, or during the offseason, this year at the trade deadline, because wasn't necessarily having a great year compared to last year, and the Red Sox were kind of teetering around playoff contention. So he was in trade talks. They ultimately decided to keep Jarren Duran in Boston for the end of the season. Obviously, they did not get far in the playoffs, but he's still with the Red Sox. Jarren Duran was drafted actually by the Red Sox while Dave Dombrowski was still working in the Red Sox front office. So there's connection, there's some ties there between Duran, Dombrowski, and the Phillies. Now, ultimately, he is a 29-year-old left-handed hitting outfielder. He can play all three outfield positions, mostly left field in 2025, but he's also played a lot of center field as well, very limited right field, but I'm sure he'd be fine out there if the Phillies traded for him. They needed to play him in right field. Again, has all experience at all three. 295 batting average in 102 games back in 2023. That's when he started to really come into his own, really start to make a name for himself. Still wasn't playing a ton compared to last year where he had a breakout season in 2024 with the Red Sox. 285 batting average, 342 on base, 492 slug, slug, 834 OPS, 48 doubles, 14 triples, 21 home runs, 75 RBIs, and 34 stolen bases for Jarren Duran with the Red Sox last year in 2024 during his breakout season. Also was named to his first career All-Star game in 2024. Now he had a down year in 2025. That's a theme of this video here. Jarren Duran, didn't play the way he played in 2024, but still had a very good season for the Red Sox. Some numbers were down, but still had a lot of production there. 256 batting average in 2025 with the Red Sox, 332 on base, 442 slugging, 774 OPS, 41 doubles still, 13 triples, 16 home runs, 84 RBIs, 24 stolen bases. So still a very good season overall for Jarren Duran, even though he had a down year. Again, a 29-year-old outfielder, position in need for the Phillies, some ties and connections with Dave Dombrowski being there when he was drafted back in 2018 by the Red Sox. So the ties are all there. He also has 3 more years of club control, so won't be a free agent until 2029, which means with the production he had in his breakout season last year, still a very good season here in 2025. Just a very dynamic player, can really do it all for the Red Sox and in Major League Baseball. His price tag is going to be pretty high, so especially with those 3 years of club control. But it can be a move that the Phillies are willing to make if they really want to upgrade this outfield that has a lot of uncertainty heading into 2026. And again, maybe making a move like that can get Bryce Harper or Dave Dombrowski back on Bryce Harper's good side after all this drama that's unfolded over the last couple of weeks between the two. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Phillies Daily. I'm your host, Mike Kennerly. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. I appreciate each and every one of you for following along here with the channel. Again, it's going to be a fun offseason with all these rumors, these trade talks, everything going on. So stay tuned with me here. And as always, go Phils.